Okay, so good morning. So today we're going to discuss about the managing marketing function that is covered by module number 10. At ang mga objective nito ay to explain how customers make decision, to discuss a new business venture that can cultivate customer relationship, to explain how a new business venture can build and manage its brand, and of course, to describe the emerging marketing practices that new business venture can adopt. So, as an overview with our lesson, every individual behave differently even when they are faced by the same situation. So, sinasabi dito na ang bawat individual daw has their own way of reacting into a situation even if it is the same. Okay? So, it is because they perceive situation in different way. Their perception are influenced by their operative needs and wants and their past experiences and of course their personal value. So, ang entrepreneur, they have to recognize kung ano nga ba yung mga pangangailangan, yung kagustuhan, and of course, yung experiences ng kanilang customer. It is because they must have the knowledge or they must acknowledge that more than actual features of their product or services, it is how the customer perceive to buy their product or services. So the challenge for an entrepreneur by introducing a new product is to the market is to make the target market be aware of their product. Usually naman kasi talaga yan eh. 'Di ba? Sa isang entrepreneur, most especially pag bago pa lang siya nag-uumpisa, yung pinakang challenge talaga sa kanya is paano niya i-introduce yung product niya, 'di ba? Sa market. Paano niya ito ipakikilala sa kanyang target market. So, let us first know what are the different stages of customers' decision making. Saan nga ba nagbabase, no, ang mga customer when it comes on buying the product or services? Okay? Number one stage of customers' decision making is recognizing the needs and wants. Once na yung customer is na-recognize niya na yung gusto niya at saka yung kailangan niya, diyan na nag-uumpisa yung buying decision. Diyan na siya nag-uumpisang bumili, 'di ba? It is because it is being triggered by his or her internal or external stimuli. Let's say for example, ang isang tao ay nagugutom, 'di ba? Syempre, bibili siya ng pagkain. Pag ang isang tao ay nauuhaw, bibili siya ng mineral water para makainom siya, 'di ba? So, when an individual or a customer sees something in a television or in a commercial, nararamdaman niya na gusto niya na rin 'yun, 'di ba? It is one of the strategy na ginagamit ng mga company, ng ibang company para ma-hook ang isang customer sa kanila. Let's say for example, isi-safeguard, 'di ba? Sa panahon ngayon, most especially this time of pandemic, 'di ba? Yung killing 99.9% of germs is a very effective para sa mga tao. That is why naging in demand ngayon sa panahon ngayon yung safeguard. Well, to think naman talaga na naging ano talaga, 'di ba? Naging breakthrough talaga ni safeguard is noon pa man is naging mabili talaga siya. Bukod sa mabango, may iba't ibang scents, may iba't ibang kulay, 'di ba? Pero kumbaga lalo na ngayon because of becoming a germicidal soap, 'di ba? O, halimbawa na lang isa pa is yung Brilliant Skin, 'di ba? Yung Brilliant Skin, pag nakita yan sa commercial o kaya sa Facebook ng isang tao na gustong magpaputi, gustong gumanda, gustong maging light yung kulay ng mukha niya, ng katawan niya, it triggers his or her emotion, 'di ba? Na gusto niya 'yun. Kaya bibili siya, 'di ba? So, isa 'yun sa mga halimbawa eh. Pag na-recognize na ni customer yung gusto niya at saka yung pangangailangan niya, doon na siya mag-uumpisang bumili. Doon na siya makakaisip na bumili ng produkto. Okay? So these are the different examples as you can see here on the picture. The examples of marketing skills that every entrepreneur should have. Okay? So number one na nito is a creativity. 'Di ba? So sa creativity, dito pumapasok yung innovations ng product. Of course, the innovations of this marketing strategies. 'Di ba? Paano mo ipopromote yung business mo? 'Di ba? Paano mo mahuhook yung customer doon sa product mo? 'Di ba? So, sometimes creativity also perceives to or pertains to a brainstorm. 'Di ba? Kaya maraming customer yung nahuhook sa isang product. It is because of the creativity of the company on how they are going to get the attention of the consumer. Okay? Another example of marketing skills na kailangan mo bilang entrepreneur is of course communication. For you to be able to get the customer to buy your product is you need to have a communication skills of course. 'Di ba? How are you going to promote your product? How are you going to tell them yung ano ba yung benefits, 'di ba? You should have a know-how to your product. Karugtong na rin yan ng communication skills na yan, yung public speaking. It is because from that process kasi, when you know how to speak to public and you know how to communicate to other people, that is the time that you can promote your product. 'Di ba? And then another one is of course analytical thinking. When we say analytical thinking, this is uh the process on how you are going to analyze the situations na meron yung business mo. 'Di ba? The process on how you are going to solve every situations and instances na dinadaanan ng business mo. 'Di ba? Then another one is of course the stress management. Every business owner or entrepreneur is pinagdadaanan yan. Most especially at this time of pandemic. Bakit? Maraming business ang nagsasara. Bakit? Kasi merong mga negosyo na hindi naka-cope up. 'Di ba? Sa matagal na panahon na walang benta, walang kita, but the bill is still running off. 'Di ba? Wala silang pang cope up, walang pang alalay. So they decided to just shut down the business. So sa stress management, every entrepreneur should know how to manage it. 'Di ba? Every entrepreneur should have the ability to manage their stress. Kasi a business is a stressful process. 'Di ba? Every business undergoes a stressful process. 'Di ba? But eventually, when you do it in a right way, when you perceive it in a right way, eventually your business will go on a take off. 'Di ba? That is one of the example of marketing skills. Another one of course is a technology. 'Di ba? So sa panahon ngayon, hindi po pwedeng hindi techie ang isang entrepreneur. Dapat marunong siyang mag-promote, not just by flyers, not just by leaflets, but also marunong na rin siya dapat gumamit ng mga ng iba't ibang klase ng gadgets or technologies covered by technologies like cellphones, computer, tablets, 'di ba? Dapat alam niya na rin kung paano yung mag-promote sa website, 'di ba? And other social media platforms. Kasi by that, makakatulong 'yon para makapag-promote siya ng business niya. 'Di ba? And then another one is negotiations. Every entrepreneur should know how to negotiate their business. 'Di ba? Every entrepreneur should know how to give off the knowledge about the business. Kasi from that way, makakakuha ka ng investors, makaka-attract ka ng mga consumers, ng customers that will buy your product. Okay? So, ilan lang yan sa mga halimbawa ng marketing skills na kailangan mo bilang isang entrepreneur in order for you to recognize the needs and wants of your consumer. Okay? So another stage of customers decision making is number 2, seeking or retrieving information. So, actually, madalas ko tong sinasabi, when you are going to start a business, you should have a knowledge about your business. Hindi ka pwedeng mag-start ng isang negosyo na wala kang alam. 'Di ba? Once the interest of a potential customer is aroused, he is inclined to search for more information about the particular product that you have. 'Di ba? Ano ba yung services mo? Ano yung benefits niyan sa kanya kapag ka nagbayad siya? Kasi it has a value eh. 'Di ba? Halimbawa ko pag bumili ako ng produkto mo, ano yung value niyan sa akin? Ano yung benefits na makukuha ko once na nagbayad ako ng ganitong halaga pag bumili ako sa iyo? 'Di ba? So an entrepreneur should clearly know how to explain, 'di ba, the benefits of the product, what are the segments and markets of your product, 'di ba? Ano yung pwedeng maging consideration set nito when it comes on the choice of your consumer. Okay? Sumunod naman, stage number 3, excuse me, is evaluating the choices, of course. Siyempre, from the experiences na rin, di ba pag tayo pupunta sa isang department store, is bago natin bili ng isang product, is pinag-iisipan muna natin itong mabuti. Di ba? Sometimes meron pa tayong option eh. Di ba? So sabi dito sa stage number 3, consumers evaluate their options differently. Some make this conscious and rational decisions while others respond emotionally to the market stimuli. For products and services that require substantial investment, take more rational approach in other instances, and some consumers might allow their emotions to influence their decision. So, pag sinabi nating rational approach, this assumes that the consumer is trying to satisfy his or her needs by looking at the product. Halimbawa, yung brilliant skin. That is a rational approach. 'Di ba? I personally will buy the brilliant skin product because of its benefits. 'Di ba? Bibili ako niyan kasi puputi ako, gaganda ako, magiging glassy skin ako. 'Di ba? Yun yung rational approach. Ina-assume ko na kaagad na yun yung pwedeng maging epekto, yung maging benefit sa akin ng produkto na bibili ko. Yun yung rational approach na tinatawag. And these attributes will differ depending on the product that is differ in the market. 'Di ba? So, yun yung isa sa mga strategy na ginagamit ng company, 'di ba? Para ma-hook sa kanila o ma-hook sa product nila ang consumer. So from this table, this is actually an example of products and their attributes that is very important to the buyer. Halimbawa, bibili ka ng sapatos. Ano yung tinitingnan mong attribute doon sa sapatos? Of course, yung quality nito. 'Di ba? Hindi ba siya madaling masira? Magagamit ko ba siya ng matagal? 'Di ba? Kahit mahal yung sapatos, basta magamit ng matagal, worth it baga ang bili. 'Di ba? Of course, magbabase ka sa kulay. Syempre, kung kasya ba sa'yo, kasi may sizes yan eh. And of course, yung price. Alam niyo yung yung 3,4,999 na sapatos. Meron akong nakita na mga shop na ganun eh. Sa Morong may dalawang shop akong nakita na ganun. 3,4,999. So, syempre, ang tao, pag nakita niya na, pag bumili ako ng sapatos, so 3,4,999 na. Mura na yun. 'Di ba? So, ang tao kasi eventually, ang una niyang tinitingnan is yung presyo eh. Ako personally, pag pumunta ako sa department store, pag bibili ako ng damit o bibili ako ng isang product, ang unang-una kong tinitingnan yung presyo. And then I will find a comparable or the same product, the same benefits with different price. Pagkukumparahin ko ano yung mas mura. 'Di ba? Actually, ang motto ko nga when it comes on buying a product is mas mura, mas maganda yung benefits. 'Di ba? Another one, when you are going to buy a toothpaste, 'di ba? Anong attribute yung titingnan mo kapag bibili ka ng toothpaste? Eh ngayon ang dami-dami ng lumalabas na toothpaste, 'di ba? May Silver Fresh, ano pa? Merong Colgate, merong Happy, 'di ba? May Close Up, 'di ba? So ang tinitingnan ng isang customer is its ability to clean and whiten the teeth, 'di ba? Ano yung taste flavor nito, 'di ba? And of course yung color and its price also. Ano yung mas mura, 'di ba? So there are different variations na ng toothpaste ngayon eh. Meron ng pangbata, may mga flavors pa, may strawberry, may grapes, may apple, may orange, 'di ba? Actually nung yung ano ko when he was 2 years old, when I started buying a toothpaste for him, ang madalas kong binibili yung happy na grapes, 'di ba? Another one, when every consumer or customer is going into a restaurant, ang unang-unang tinitingnan niyan is the location. Maganda ba yung ambience nito? 'Di ba? Makakakain ba ako ng magandang maayos? Siyempre yung atmosphere, 'di ba? Kung baka may malapit sa kanal, maamoy. Ako personally pagkakain ako sa ano, yun yung tinitingnan ko. Of course, yung cleanliness and the quality of the menu. 'Di ba? The variety and of course yung price. 'Di ba? Sometimes kasi ang tao hindi niya na tinitingnan yung price eh. 'Di ba? Ang tinitingnan niya is yung sarap ng pagkain kapag kakain siya sa isang restaurant. And then, of course, yung bottled water. Yung price niya, yung size ng bottle, yung safety, and of course, the source of water. Kaya 'di ba, yung Wilkins, kapag ka sila sa kanilang ano, sa kanilang commercial, inilalagay nila yung it came from spring water. Kasi ipinapakita nila na safe yung kanilang bottled water sa commercial. And then next one is the chocolate. 'Di ba? Siyempre, pag bibili tayo ng chocolate, ang unang-una nating tinitingnan is the packaging. 'Di ba? Nauna na si Ma'am sa packaging, yung price, 'di ba? Yung taste niya, yung richness na, 'di ba? Or saan siya nagmula? Is it local or imported? Okay? So, another stage of customer buying decision is making a purchase. Diba? In the evaluation stage, a consumer becomes clearer about his preference from among the items in his choice set. Okay? So, he will proceed on buying the product. Not only about what brand to buy, but also about where to buy it. 'Di ba? Nagpo-proceed daw ang isang consumer sa pagbili ng isang produkto, hindi lamang sa kung anong brand yung gusto niyang bilhin, but of course, saan niya ito pwedeng mabili? Sa supermarket ba? 'Di ba? Sa palengke ba? 'Di ba? Sa tindahan, 'di ba? And syempre, tinitingnan din niya yung syempre yung availability niya. Kailan ako pwedeng bumili nito? Is it weekdays, weekend, 'di ba? So, ilan yung bibilin ko, 'di ba? Is it per piece, per dozen? Paano ko siya babayaran? By cash ba? By online banking, 'di ba? So, every individual has a frequent purchase product na tinatawag, yung madalas nilang binibili. Lahat tayo ito yung madalas nating binibili, kagaya ng sabon. It is actually daily needs eh, kasi hindi naman pwedeng di tayo maliligo araw-araw. Kape, asukal, 'di ba? Soft drinks. Aside from that is yung bigas, 'di ba? So, yun yung mga daily purchase products or yung mga frequently purchased products na madalas nating binibili, 'di ba? So, hindi na yan kailangan yung decision making kasi andyan na siya, 'di ba? In some cases, consumer might even dispense with evaluating each brand. 'Di ba? Kalagayan lang yung sabon. Anong gusto kong bilhin? Palmolive ba? Safeguard ba? 'Di ba? Sometimes yun yung tinitingnan ng tao. For stage number 5 naman is assessing the product or service experience. So, yung assessing the product and service experience, dito pumapasok yung kapag ang isang customer na-experience nila, naka-experience siya ng magandang benefits mula dun sa product na binili niya. Kapag nasatisfy siya, at na-meet ng product mo yung expectation niya, babalik at babalikan ka niyan. Okay? Then, eventually, ire-recommend din yan sa ibang tao. Okay? But then, kapag ang isang consumer, hindi na satisfy doon sa product na nabili niya sa'yo, eventually, ganun din ang mangyayari. Kaya nga, it's very important for the business, yung tinatawag na word of mouth. 'Di ba? Yung mula sa salita ng isang consumer, yung feedback ng isang consumer. Kaya napakahalaga niyan. Sa business namin, since our business is entertainment, napaka-importante sa amin yung feedback or good feedback ng isang kliyente. 'Di ba? Once na nai-provide namin yung service na kailangan nila, they should be satisfied. 'Di ba? It is because from our motto, we are being paid according to the value that we deliver to our consumer, to the marketplace. Kailangan na-meet namin yung expectation nila. Kasi once na hindi na namin na-meet yung expectation nila, yung disappointment doon mag-a-arise. And then, hindi na nila kami i-recommend sa ibang tao. Hindi nila kami i-refer. Okay? So, yun yung assessing the product or service experience. Okay? So, those are the 5 stages. Okay? 5 stages of consumers' decision making. Yun yung tinitingnan nila. So, this refers to the total lifetime value. Okay? A company can generate from all its consumer. 'Di ba? So, meron tayong tinatawag na 3 types of customers equity. 'Di ba? Yung 3 types of consumers equity na yan, ito yung makakatulong sa atin o makakatulong sa isang entrepreneur. Paano nga ba siya makakakuha ng lifetime value from his or her consumer? Okay? Number 1 is a value equity. Okay? So, para sa value equity, this refers to the consumer's objective assessment of the utility of a product or service based on his or her perception of what is giving up for what is receiving. So, dito pumapasok yung ano nga ba yung main objective when it comes on assessing the products or assessing the value ng product na binili ng isang consumer. In order for an entrepreneur to improve this, the business must find ways to address the issue that is related to price, sa quality, at saka yung convenience when it comes on using the product. 'Di ba? Kasi halimbawa ako, pag bibili ako ng isang produkto, ang unang-una kong tinitingnan is yung quality nito. Ano ba yung magiging convenience ko pag binili ko to? Ano yung value sa akin nito? So, kailangan si entrepreneur, ma-assess niya kaagad ano yung pwedeng maging issue. 'Di ba? That could be related when it comes on the quality, sa convenience, sa value, and of course, sa price ng product niya. 'Di ba? Alam niyo, personally, sa business namin, pabago-bago kami ng presyo. Kasi tinitingnan namin kung yung consumer ba namin o yung customer namin is afford niya ba yung service na ibibigay namin. Sometimes nagbibigay kami ng prices na 1.8, 1.2, 800, 'di ba? 1,200, 3,500. It is because we are basing on the capability of our consumer kung kaya ba nila yung price na ibibigay namin. And if not, nagbibigay kami ng other options. 'Di ba? Yun yung value equity na tinatawag. From that value equity, pinapakita namin na, eto, pagka binili mo to, ito yung magiging benefits sa'yo. 'Di ba? Nagbayad ka ng mahal, so it should be valuable. 'Di ba? Next one is a brand equity. Guys, pag sinabi nating brand equity, this refers to the customer's subjective and tangible assessment when it comes on the brand of the product. Okay? So, para ma-improve natin to, the business must find ways to increase the brand awareness, to improve the customer's attribute toward the brand, and to project an ethical image to the public. So, dito pumapasok yung paggamit mo ng advertising, social media platforms, different campaigns, and of course, media exposures. 'Di ba? And then, number 3 is relationship equity. Okay? So, sa relationship equity, this refers to consumers' tendency to stick with your product, to stick with your brand. Okay? It is because nakapag-build ka na ng relationship doon sa customer. Customer. 'Di ba? Meaning to say, trusted, kumbaga well-trusted ka na para sa kanila. So, they may tendency na i-refer kanila sa iba, 'di ba? So, in order to more improve the relationship equity with your consumer, the business can introduce the loyalty programs, community relation programs, and of course, knowledge building programs. 'Di ba? Halimbawa na lang si Pandayan, number one example. 'Di ba? Si Pandayan, nagbibigay siya ng loyalty card kapag ang buyer niyan ay teacher. 'Di ba? Loyalty card pag ang buyer niyan ay estudyante. Tapos every time na bumibili sila, meron silang points na nakukuha. Siyempre, si consumer, dahil meron siyang points na nakukuha, iipunin niya yon. Every time na bibili siya, kay Pandayan na siya ng kay Pandayan pupunta. So, kumbaga, nai-incorporate yung points niya na pwede niyang ipalit ng ibang product. So, nakapag-build na ng relationship with the customer. Okay? So, pangalawa, yung customer loyalty. 'Di ba? Customers are now more demanding and harder to please, most especially pag meron siyang ibang choices na mas mura pa sa'yo. 'Di ba? Alam nyo, based on our experience, nga lalo na ngayon, marami sa mga competitors namin na ang nagbababa ng presyo. Okay? And sometimes, mas nagiging demanding yung consumer namin o yung customer namin kasi meron silang ibang choices na kapag hindi nila na-meet yun, hindi nila na-meet yung expectation nila sa amin, meron silang pwedeng ibang kunin. 'Di ba? It will become, or it has to become more, or it become more difficult for a business to retain their customer. Most especially pag meron silang choices. 'Di ba? So, ang hirap i-balance, 'di ba? Pagka meron kang business, tapos may competitors ka, nagbababa ng presyo. So, in order for you to retain them, meron daw tayong iba't ibang paraan. 'Di ba? Merong iba't ibang paraan para ma-retain yung customers' loyalty. So, ito yung mga strategies na pwede nating gawin. Number 1 is the frequency program. Okay? So, frequency program, it is designed to reward the customers who buy often and in substantial amount. Itong frequency program na to, ito, dinesign daw ito para bigyan ng reward yung customer. Pag paulit-ulit siyang bumibili sa'yo, most especially in a substantial amount, yung nagre-retain niya, ay ganitong amount laging binibili niya, so magkakaroon siya ng reward. Halimbawa, si Uno. 'Di ba? Very familiar tayo kay Uno. Alam niyo si Uno, meron din siyang loyalty card. Meron din siyang discount coupons. 'Di ba? Oh, number 1 na nagbibigay ng coupons, McDo, Jollibee, Chowking. Sa school, madalas meron tayo nito eh. 'Di ba? Kay Jollibee, nagbibigay siya ng coupons sa mga tao para madalas silang bumili doon. Tapos nakakakuha sila ng points, ng reward. 'Di ba? So, sumunod naman is a personal customer relationship. This personal customer relationship, actually, naano na natin to kanina, no? Na nabanggit na ni ma'am. Some loyal client, for example, will go back to the same barbershop or salon to have their haircut and styled by their favorite barber or hairdresser. Dresser. 'Di ba? So, dito sa personalized customer relationship, ito naman, dito pumapasok yung mga staff mo. 'Di ba? Kaya nga, kumbaga, napaka-importante na yung quality ng iyong staff na kukunin is marunong siya when it comes on customer service. Kasi from then on, pag nagustuhan sila ng customer, sila yung paulit-ulit na hahanapin. Tama? Kaya nga meron tayong may mga company na merong customer service sa hotline, 'di ba? Merong mga company na nagpo-personalize, merong mga nag-a-approach ng mga customer tapos sinasabi nila, ay hanapin niyo lang po ako, 'di ba? So dito sa shop ko, meron akong staff. Actually, she was a former student from AICS grade 12, si Kessel Ansit. No, personally nararanasan ko to kapag day off niya, hinahanap siya ng customer ko. Paulit-ulit siya hinahanap ng customer because she has the ability to communicate with the customer. 'Di ba? Which is napaka-importante. 'Di ba? Napakahalaga na marunong yung staff mo o marunong ka rin na makipag-communicate kay customer. Nakikipagbiruan pa siya, nakikipagtawanan, 'di ba? So, napakahalaga na meron kang good relationship with your customer. Next one, number 3 is add structural ties with customer. So, for example, a multi-year newspaper or magazine subscription that are offered at large discount or telecommunication companies that give free mobile phones to their clients who must stick to their postpaid service for at least a year or two. So, isa sa mga binigay na halimbawa dito sa reference natin is yung telecommunication company. 'Di ba? Na kapag yung client nila, kahit natapos na yung kontrata sa connections ng internet sa kanila or sa subscription sa kanila, pero nag-stick pa rin, meron silang free mobile phones. 'Di ba? Same with other company, gumagamit sila ng ibang strategy na kapag naging loyal sa kanila yung consumer, binibigyan nila ito ng reward. Okay? So, those are the customers loyalty na tinatawag. Okay? So, cover siya ng cultivating customer relationship. Tandaan nyo po, the two types of or the two process on how to cultivate the customer relationship are customers equity and customers loyalty. Okay? Next one, building and managing your brand. Ayan. So, sa building and managing your brand, definitely, ang isang brand daw, actually, it is defined by mere